Hi friends, welcome to This Week in the Stars for the week of July 5th, 2026 from a True Sky Sidereal Astrology perspective. This week feels quieter than last week, but don't mistake quiet for insignificant. To me, this feels like a week of slowing down, listening, and creating space to hear ourselves a little more clearly. Sometimes the biggest shifts don't happen because something changes around us. Sometimes they happen because something changes within us. On Monday, July 6th, the Sun squares Saturn in Gemini. This aspect can feel like a gentle reality check. The Sun represents our conscious awareness, while Saturn invites us to slow down, take responsibility, be patient, and build something that will last. If you've been pushing ahead lately, perhaps this is your invitation to pause and ask yourself, is this really aligned with where I'm going? You may notice moments that feel challenging this week, but they don't necessarily mean you're on the wrong path. Sometimes those moments are simply asking us to become a little clearer, a little wiser, and a little more intentional with our next steps. Saturn reminds us that growth isn't always fast. Sometimes it's steady, sometimes it's quiet, and sometimes the strongest foundations are built one small step at a time. Then on Tuesday, July 7th, Neptune turns retrograde in Pisces. To me, this feels like taking off a pair of glasses you've been wearing for a long time. Neptune can sometimes blur the lines between what's real and what we hope is true. As it begins its retrograde journey, you may find the fog slowly beginning to lift. You might notice where you've been idealizing a situation, holding on to an old dream, or perhaps avoiding something that now feels ready to be seen. At the same time, your intuition may become a little easier to hear. This is a beautiful week to spend time in meditation, in nature, or simply sitting quietly with yourself. The answers may not come through thinking, they may come through feeling. Then we arrive at Sunday, July 12th, when something really beautiful happens. The Sun meets Mercury while Mercury is still retrograde. This is known as a Cazimi, the moment Mercury moves into the very heart of the Sun. I love this symbolism. To me, it feels like standing in the light of your own inner wisdom. After days of reflecting, reviewing, and revisiting old thoughts or conversations, there may be a moment when something simply clicks. An idea makes sense. A conversation lands differently. A decision becomes clearer. Or perhaps something you've been trying to understand gently falls into place. Collectively, we may see important conversations, fresh perspectives, or truths beginning to emerge. Personally, I'd encourage you to pay attention to the insights that arise toward the end of the week. Write them down, sit with them. Notice what continues to unfold. They may become the seeds for what grows over the months ahead. The energy of this week feels like the Sun and Saturn invite us to slow down and build with intention. Neptune retrograde encourages us to clear away illusion and reconnect with our inner knowing. And the Mercury Cazimi offers a beautiful opportunity for clarity, insight, and remembering. So if this week feels a little slower than usual, see if you can resist the urge to rush. There may be wisdom waiting for you in the pause. Sometimes the answers we've been searching for don't arrive because we keep looking. Sometimes they arrive because we've finally become still enough to receive them. If you'd like to understand how these planetary movements are interacting with your unique birth chart, I partner with Mastering the Zodiac to offer an over 120-page personal 12-month True Sky Sidereal Astrology reading at a special discounted rate. Explore the celestial themes unfolding in your life over the coming year and how you can work with them in a grounded and meaningful way. To learn more, click on the link below or visit my website at healingfrequencies.life. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wishing you a beautiful week. Until next time.